Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike from MOBOXgraphics.com, and in this video tutorial, I'm just going to show you kind of how to make this ping pong animation look a little bit more cartoony or a little bit more interesting. So if you're curious, I actually got a lot of inspiration from the latest Google Doodle that was on tennis. So you can see as the tennis ball goes back and forth, it kind of has an elongated motion blur, but it's not quite like motion blur. It's kind of like a more cartoony motion blur. So I'm just going to show you how they got that effect using kind of ping pong. So I actually already made this, jumping in After Effects here. I made this kind of ping pong setup here already. You can see it's, again, very simple. I'm not going to go through all the details. It's just kind of positions for the ball and the paddles. So you can see as the ball just kind of bounces around, it doesn't really look too interesting. You get that motion blur, but it's not really an elongated, it doesn't really look cartoony. So the way we're going to get a more cartoony look is just by going to the Effects and Presets panel and searching for Echo. Drag that Echo right onto the ball. So what Echo does is it basically makes an echo. So in this case, the ping pong ball, now there's two ping pong balls, and they're separated by 0.00 or 0.033 seconds. So basically this is just following that ping pong ball. The closer this gets to 0, the closer the ping pong balls are. So I'm just gonna set this to negative 0.001. That's the closest to 0 you can get without being 0. And you can see there that they're starting to be overlapped. The next setting here is changing the number of echoes. So the more echoes, obviously, the more tail you get. And getting the most amount of tail is necessary, especially when you're going fast. So, okay, so initially here you can see where the ball's position, it moves from the center to the left paddle. And in this case, since the ball's not moving very fast, I'm actually going to set a keyframe for the number of echoes and set this to 0, because between these 2 points, we don't really need any echoes. But as soon as that paddle gives it some speed, we want to increase this echoes to maybe 60. And it doesn't have to match up with the keyframes. So it kind of, boom, it hits and it starts, you start getting that tail. And maybe at this point, we want to add some more echoes, so I would maybe press U on the keyboard to pull up all my keyframes, set a keyframe, and increase this to maybe 85. So since it's even going faster, it might have an even longer tail. And maybe since it hits that, it's also going to want to increase, so again, set another keyframe, increase this to maybe 95. But then as this guy wins, I want this to go to like 0 echoes. So it's not like some long streak. And that's just kind of really, really simple, guys. I know this is a simple tutorial, but it's stuff like this that you really just have to search in the effects and presets to find interesting presets built into After Effects, and then just kind of see what you can do with them. And in this case, I think it gives you a really cool effect. Another thing you could do with this echo is kind of do like a speed of light type trick, which I might do in a future tutorial. So anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, check out other videos on this channel, and be sure to go check out our Patreon if you're curious on how to support the channel for the long run, and as well as get project downloads. There will be a Patreon reward for project downloads. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate your support. And as always, thanks for watching.